animals. So I hope everyone can see my screen now. So supporting tissues and system in animals. So now external skeleton. So various connective tissue that give the body its shape. So as you know, skeleton is the bony framework of the body. Like if you remove the flesh of the body now, what you are going to see is the skeleton, starting from the skull or cranium. So to the phalanges, that's the toes. So everything is skeleton. So our body is just the skeleton is just covered with flesh. Now, those are the supporting system. So we have three types of skeleton in animals. So I've told you, skeleton is the bony framework of the body. It can be asked that. You see it's in objective. So the three type of skeleton that we have, the first one is hydrostatic skeleton. So this type of skeleton is a fluid-like skeleton which fill the body cavity of the organism. Example, earthworm, jellyfish, nematodes. Who can remind me of the phylum of earthworm? A quick one. The phylum earthworm belongs to?
Annelid.
Annelid. So Annelida. So phylum Annelida. So what of jellyfish?
Mollusca.
It's not mollusca, that's Coelenterata or Cnidarian. So anything jelly, jellyfish, comb jelly. So Cnidarian. The second one is exoskeleton. I've told you, exo means outer. So it's a hard outer skeleton covering the body. Like insects, we have exoskeleton, crabs, snail. So the insect is known as cortical, like chitinous exoskeleton. So crabs also, you see that the body of crabs is somehow hard, and you see that snail has shell. So those organisms that have their skeleton outside, they are called exoskeleton. They have exoskeleton. So then we also have endoskeleton. So organism that has their skeleton inside, like human being, that the flesh is covering the bone inside. So the skeleton of human being are made up of bones and cartilage. So majorly the vertebrate has endoskeleton. So under hydrostatic skeleton, look at, so it is common in organisms like earthworm, hydra, sea animal. So in earthworm, they use it like they use the muscle, they use their body, contraction and relaxation of their body for locomotion. So exoskeleton, for example, in insects, majorly in arthropods, so it is made up of chitin. That's why you say that one of the major characteristics of arthropod is possession of chitinous exoskeleton, which is made up of calcium carbonate. In mollusk, that's like snail. So also exoskeleton, this is found in vertebrates. So inside the body of vertebrates, it is made up of bone and cartilage. So endoskeleton is divided into two. We have the axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. So axial skeleton is made up of the skull. Another name for the skull, you might see it in the option. When you not see the skull, it's called the cranium. So it's the one is the bone of our head. So the bone of our head is called the skull or cranium that enclose the brain. So vertebral column, that's the spinal cord, ribs, sternum. So ribs that cover the what? The chest region, that cover the organs like heart, those organs. So then sternum is breastbone. Appendicular skeleton. So appendicular skeleton is found in the limbs girdle, the pectoral and pelvic girdles. We'll look at the position of those things. So limbs are like those are our hands, our leg. So in animals that crawl, so the hands is four limbs. They are called four limbs. While the legs are called hind limbs. So we know the function already. So they support movement and they store minerals like calcium. So bone is also using calcium. So the bone marrow produce blood cell. So the red blood cell is produced in bone marrow. So now let's look at the connective tissues that bind and support and protect organs in the body. So the main connective tissues are the cartilage, the bone, ligament, the tendon. So where is the cartilage formed? So you can see cartilage in our nose, in the tip of our nose. If you touch the tip of your nose, you see that you can move it up and down, like you can move it left and right. So, and it is not very soft like that, but it is soft. It's because the tip of the nose, if you touch it, you see that you can press it a little. So it's made up of cartilage. Our ear, which is called the pinna, pinna. So it's made up of cartilage also. The trachea, that's the windpipe that carries ear to the lungs. So the joints also, so they are made up of what? Cartilage. So the function of cartilage is that they reduce friction at joint. So the bones, they are those hard ones. They are those hard, they are rigid tissue. So which made up the skeleton. So the ligament. So they stabilize the joints, allows movement, like they are found in those joints, the knee joint, elbow joint. So the tough elastic band connecting bone to bone. So the elastic band that is tough that connects a bone to another bone. For example, uh like your femur. So the knee joint, so it's made up of ligaments. The tendon, so it connects muscle to bone. Tendon connects muscle and bone together. Uh, we have areolar tissue and adipose tissue. So areolar tissue is found beneath the skin and around the blood vessels. So how many type of blood vessels do we have? Who knows how many type of blood vessels we have? So you have three blood vessels. You have not reached transport system. You are still going to do transport system. You have three blood vessels: the artery, the vein, and capillary.
Capillaries and vein.
Yes. So the adipose tissue, they are fat storage tissue. So they store energy, insulate body. So they are under the skin around organ. So if you see someone that is fat, so that person has like much fat, adipose tissue in his body. So, and if someone has fat in his body can provide energy. So even if the person have not taken energy giving food, so the person can still sustain uh some conditions, like in the situation where like a person that is thin and a person that is fat. So if they have not eaten since morning, the person that is fat can still use that fat beneath under uh, uh, the skin, so can still use it for what? For energy. So that's the function of that fat under the skin. So now bone and cartilage. So the bone is the hardest connective tissue. It's composed of calcium carbonate, collagen fibers, and living bones called osteocytes. So you know this, that the blood cells are produced in the bone marrow and the cartilage. Look at that already. Now let's look at the vertebrae. Let's look at the vertebrae. So these are one of the connecting, supporting tissue system in the body. So vertebrae, so they are the individual bones that make up the vertebral column or backbone. So in invertebrate. So the vertebral column, I told you, is also called spinal cord and backbone. So it is being in humans, we have 33 vertebrae. So the vertebral column, that is the spinal cord or the backbone, consists of what? 33 vertebrae. And these vertebrae are what? They are bones that make up the vertebral column. So they are grouped into 5. So the first one is cervical vertebrae. So cervical vertebrae. So the number of cervical vertebrae that we have is 7, and the location is the neck region. So cervical vertebrae is located at the neck region. So it's the smallest vertebrae that allows movement of the head. So another one is thoracic vertebrae. So we have 12 vertebrae under thoracic. So, and it is found in chest region. Note these regions, like the location. So it used to come out in JAM, like which of the vertebrae is located at the neck region, the right cervical, thoracic, lumbar, like that. So it's the one that form the rib cage. So at the chest region. We also have lumbar vertebra, 5. It's found in the lower back. So it's the largest and the strongest. So the lumbar. We have sacra or sacrum. So it's found in the hip region. So it is fused to form a single bone connected to the pelvic. Pelvic is like that bottom region, the hip region. So we also have coccyx, or it is also called coccygeo. So it is the tail region, vestigial tailbone. So anything called vestigial, you can see it, vestigial organ or rudimentary organ. They are the organ that does not have function in humans, in animals. Organ that does not have function in animals is called vestigial organ. Like that coccyx, tailbone. So it's not functioning anything. Also appendix in the digestive system is not functioning, is not performing any function. So those are one of the vestigial organs. So we have general structure of a typical vertebrae. So we have the body, which is called centrum. So it is thick, solid front portion that bears most of the body's weight. So we have neural arc. That one is long. So the ring of the bone that extends backward from the body. So we have the vertebral foramen, we have the spinous process, we have the transverse process, we have the articular process. So the major one that you need here is the centrum, the neural arc, so, and the transverse process. So we look at the structure. So as a whole, the cervical vertebrae, you say that it consists of 7. It's found in the what? Neck region. These are the things that you should take important. It's found in the neck region, and also it has 2 bones, atlas and axis. So axis has a peg-like projection called orthodoid process. So it can be asked, so which of the vertebrae has orthodoid process? So it is cervical vertebrae. So the sacral one, you should know that is the pelvic region. So joins with the hip bones to form pelvic girdle. So the sacral vertebrae join with what? The hip bones to form pelvic girdle. So now you can stop here for the supporting tissue and system in animals. Now let's go to the questions. So are we ready for the questions? We are going to answer the questions together. If you are ready for these questions, kindly thumb up. So we should go straight to the questions. Okay. So the reason why I want to, I even thinking in that maybe I should give you the questions, you should go and do it on your own. But everybody, we know ourselves. After this class, maybe by 6:20, some people have some other things to do. Like after learning, is the solving that question together. That's what we can use to pen down like those we can use to hold it to our fingertips so that we won't forget. So I think that's very important. So there are those questions that we all know. So from the piled up questions, jump questions, past question of jump on different topics. So we started with this, right? Started with this topic. So now the first question here, so euglena now is a unicellular organism, be under the kingdom what? So this one, like I want you to like it will be interactive. It will be very, very interactive. So kingdom what? Are you ready for the question at all? Okay. You can just if you are in a place that there is no sound, so you can unmute your mic, like you can just unmute it and let's start discussing it together, because there are some things that will lead us to another explanation. So it will, this question, some of it will lead us to another explanation. So, and if you don't want us to do, maybe you should go and do it on your own. You should just start another topic now. So let's pick one. Maybe you should go and solve it. Okay, Protista. Okay. Maybe I think I should allow you to go and solve the question on your own. Let's go to another topic. Is that okay? Okay. Okay. So it belongs to phylum kingdom Protista. So now the question number one says euglena may be classified, and I want you to be fast. Like if you have used my class, like we have limited time and we have 15 topics. We have just done 2 out of 15. So I want us to be fast. So whenever I'm asking you a question, let's brainstorm quickly and get to, even if you can finish all the questions today, like it will go a long way. So euglena may be classified as a plant. Even before I read it finish, like you have read it, you have an answer. Some people can even type answers. You can type A, you can type B, like that. So, and at the end of the day, just pick the correct answer. So euglena may be classified as a plant because, so it has chloroplast. The function of chloroplast is for what? Is for photosynthesis. It has a green pigment. Look at what I want to be saying now. So it has a green pigment called chlorophyll. So it has a green pigment called chlorophyll. So why the chloroplast is inside the stomata of a plant? The chloroplast itself is inside the stomata of a plant on the leaf. That's where it's present. So that's euglena. So euglena also have characteristics of plant and animal. So one of the plant features that euglena has is what? Is chloroplast. So, and one of the characteristics of animal features that euglena have is that it has gullet for ingesting food. You know, ingestion now, like putting food in the body through mouth. So these are an animal feature of euglena. Also, you know, it uses flagellum for locomotion. It also has pellicle. So instead of cell wall, instead of cellulose cell wall. So the cell wall of plant is made up of what? The cell wall of plant is made up of what? Cellulose. The cell of fungi is made up of what?
Okay. Chitin.
Chitin. The cell of bacteria is made up of what?
Chitin.
What of bacteria cell wall?
Material.
Peptidoglycan. Peptidoglycan.
Okay, peptidoglycan.
You should always know those things at your fingertips. So rhizopus. So rhizopus is the common bread mold. Is under which kingdom is rhizopus or muco classified? Under which kingdom?
Kingdom.
Fungi.
Fungi.
We've done this. So it obtains its food from dead organic matter extracellularly. It has to be what? So whenever you read about like dead decaying organic matter, like feeding on dead decaying organic matter, like what comes to your mind?
A saprophyte.
Saprophyte, Abi. So I told you that we have two major saprophytes, which are what? They are bacteria and fungi. Bacteria and fungi.
Yes. Bacteria and fungi.
So let's go to number 3. So I don't want us to slow at all. Like if you are teaching past question, like it should be fast. Like you understanding it and we say some things. Okay, let me quickly say something on a facultative parasite and obligate parasite. A parasite is an organism that feed at the expense of another organism called host. Most times, parasite will be the small organism and the host will be the large organism. For example, now the round drum in our stomach that feed on our digested food in our stomach, is it bigger than us? No, it's smaller. So it's the parasite. This parasite is always smaller. Why the host? We are the host. We are the one suffering from that action of what? Parasite. So what's the difference between facultative parasite and obligate parasite? Facultative parasite is a type of parasite that can survive in the absence of the host. That is, even if the host is not present, it can survive. But obligate parasite is a type of parasite that cannot survive, cannot live or reproduce outside the host, like independent of the host. So that means that facultative is what is independent of the host, while obligate is dependent of the host, of its host. Like cannot do anything except with its host. So example of this will be virus, because virus cannot live except it attach itself to a living organism. And that's how we say that virus is the intermediary between living and non-living thing, because in virus can exist in the extracellular phase and in an extracellular phase and intracellular phase. Intracellular phase is inside living organism, while extracellular phase is like when it's a crystal, a particle, just like a dust. So you know a dust, like a dust particle, is not living. So virus can be like that. You cannot see virus except with the aid of electron microscope. Even you cannot see virus with light microscope. So when that particles like crystal now get to the body of a living organism, it started living. So that's why you cannot classify virus as just a living or non-living. So it can exist as living, it can exist as non-living. So, and it has in its protein code, it has DNA or RNA. So as the genetic material. So you know the meaning of commensal already. Like commensal is, maybe I should not be talking on everything. Okay. I should talk on it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So commensal is an organism that derive nutrients or derive benefit from other organism without harming that organism. For example, remora fish and shark. Remora fish is very small. It has a suction disc which it will use to attach itself to the body of shark. So whenever shark is moving through the water, so it attached itself to the body of the shark. So it gets free ride inside the water, and whatever shark eats, it feed on the remnant. So you can see that is not harming shark, but is benefiting. So remoral fish is the commensal. For example, now cattle egret and cattle. Cattle egret is that white bird, being referred to as leke in Yoruba. So when cattle are grazing, cattle will be disturbing the insects on the feed, on the grass. So the insect will be running scatter. So why the cattle egret will now feed on those insects. Whenever they feed on those insects and they are filled, they will come to stay on the cattle. They will be resting. So is cattle feeling that is carrying any cattle egret? No, it's not harming the cattle, but it's benefiting. So that's commensalism. So autotrophy is an example of nutrition. We'll come to that under nutrition. So which one of the following options is not true of mucor or rhizopus? A quick one. Which one is not true of rhizopus?
I can't see your screen, sir.
Any other person can see my screen? So read the options. See, because mucor or rhizopus is a fungi. Is a fungi, and fungi does not have cellulose cell wall. It has chitin cell wall.
Right.
Okay, chitinous cell wall. So number 4, which of the following statement is not true of paramecium? Is a slipper shape. Paramecium is a slipper shape. The anterior end is blunt. Yes, the anterior end is blunt. The posterior end is what? Is curved. So the gullet is lined with cilia. Paramecium has cilia for what? For movement, Abby. So yes, it's lined with cilia. So the which is not okay. Paramecium has cilia round its body, but the gullet does not have cilia. But round its body, it has cilia. So it has an pore and it has food vacuole. So the correct option is C. The body of the paramecium is lined with cilia, but not the gullet, which it's used to ingest. Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Outer the body is lined with cilia, but not the gullet. So that's one. So paramecium carry out excretion with the aid of what? Anybody that knows it? Anyone?
Permission what?
Paramecium carry out excretion. Excrete waste products through what?
Contractors are cool.
Contractile vacuole. That's good. So one of the following statements is not true of virus. So they are microorganisms. They are smaller than bacteria. Yes, I say that they are smaller in the extent that you cannot view them except with the aid of electron microscope. So they can cause okay, see that they can be seen with an ordinary light microscope. So I've told you before that they cannot be seen except with electron microscope. You know that C is not correct. So they cause tobacco disease. So we have tobacco mosaic virus disease, TMV, tobacco mosaic virus disease. So you know that. I hope you are following me. I want us to be fast.
Yes, sir.
Or are we too fast?
No.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
So it's because of our time. In mucor or rhizopus, you can see that fungi is just many in this question. In mucor or rhizopus, carbohydrate is absorbed in the form of what?
Starch.
Starch.
In the form of
Glucose.
so in the form of glucose. So it is plants. Plants store excess glucose as starch, while animals store excess glucose as glycogen. But in fungi is different from plants. So fungi store this as glucose. Okay, but in plants will store glucose as starch. So if it is plant here, so we'll pick starch. And if it is animal, they are referring to animal here, you pick glycogen. Excess glucose in your body, it will be stored as glycogen. So when your body now need that glucose again, maybe you are short of sugar, So insulin and glucagon, we are still coming there in control and coordination. So the glycogen will be converted back to glucose. So in which of the following groups of animal are flagella and cilia found? So flatworm, annelids. Can you see annelids is phylum. It's phylum. They will just put something. They might not put that nematode. What's the answer? I said protista. They are referring to as what? Protozoa.
But
Yes.
yes.
So all unicellular organisms like amoeba, chlamydomonas, paramecium, euglena, they are referred to as protozoa. So that one is clear. You are familiar with what coelenterate is? Nematode, annelid, flatworm. Flatworm is platemate. So which of the following is not true of mucor? Which of the following is not true of mucor?
The other one is not clear. Number 9
Okay.
option.
Wait, look at the first option. It contains chlorophyll, grows saprophytically, bears spores
Yes.
in sporangium, contains hyphae, reproduced by conjugation.
B
So
is not correct.
what do you say? So the answer is A, because
B.
fungi does not have chlorophyll. Fungi does
Mm.
not photosynthesize. They grow saprophytically. That is, they feed on, they grow on dead decaying organic matter. They bear spores. I say they reproduce asexually through spore formation. And also, maybe I forgot to tell you, fungi can also reproduce sexually. Some of the fungi, not all, they can also reproduce by conjugation, as paramecium can did also. So they bear spores in sporangium. I will explain this sporangium. They consist of hyphae. You know hyphae now, the body of the fungi. Let me let me let me explain sporangium. Let me quickly draw something. If you want to unmute your mic, make sure that you are not in an environment that there is noise. So we have something like this. Don't mind my diagram. I have something like this. So when I'm drawing this organism, everyone that is conversant, we know what I'm drawing. So anyone who conversant very well, should know what this is already. So this is called Rhizopus tolonifer. Rhizopus tolonifer. That's the full name, scientific name of Rhizopus. So the common bread mode. So this is the spore. So here that we have the spore inside this circle, like inside this circle that we have the spore. So it is called sporangium. So the structure that encloses the spore is called sporangium. So the spores is called spores or sporangiospores. We have something like this here. Here is called columella. So we have all these things. It's called rhizoid. It's like root. So this is rhizopus. So I just want you to know what is called sporangium. So sporangium is a structure in fungi that enclose the spores. Do you get like that? You can see it as conidia in another type of fungi. It is called conidia in another type of fungi. So it's just the structure that encloses the spore, sporangium or conidia. I hope that is very clear. Where is the Should we continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So viruses are regarded as non-living because they can what? Who knows the answer?
Sir?
Number 10.
Number 10 is not here.
This is
Okay.
number 10 now. Virus.
Virus
Can you see my screen?
I'll there.
cannot survive in their respective environments.
How? Why? I say that crystals. I've mentioned crystals now. Crystals, they are like dust. They are found everywhere, like in the environment, outside the organism. So they can either reproduce asexually, non-sexually, can survive in their respective environment, do not possess characteristics that can be transmitted from one generation to the other. They can neither respire nor excrete. So can you see? They say that non-living, can non-living respire?
No,
Can
No.
non-living carry out excretion? Like
no,
No.
your pen and your book, are they carry out respiration or excretion? No. Look at, they do not say that why are viruses regarded as living things. They say that why are viruses regarded as non-living.
Okay.
So because they can neither respire nor excrete, they cannot carry out both in that extracellular phase of crystal of virion particle. Is called virion. So which of the following features of euglena is found only in animals? I've said this. Then I've said this. So I mentioned of the pellicle. I said the pellicle. Now what's the answer? So I said the pellicle. So is one of the animal features of euglena. So it's found in the cell wall. So that's understood, right? This number 12. This number 12. Look at this number 12 question. Any one of you should not say that he or she does not understand this number 12. Oh. The alpha of rhizopus is said to be quenocytic because what's the meaning of quenocytic hyphae? What's the meaning of quenocytic?
Okay.
Another name for quenocytic is what? Okay, what's the meaning of septate? If I say an hyphae is septate, what's the meaning?
Accepted. Accepted.
Have you forgotten what we? If an hyphae is aseptate, what's the meaning? Or if an hyphae is
it is
septate, what makes it septate?
coinusitic.
Eh?
Aseptic is coinusitic.
Aseptate is what? Quenocytic. I taught you. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
And now I explained septa. That septa means cross wall. I said that
yes,
some hyphae we have septa, we have cross wall. Those one are what? They are septate hyphae. And some we have no cross wall. Those one are aseptate or quenocytic hyphae. You sometimes you will not see aseptate, you see quenocytic. So that's what I told you. So the correct option is what? Is B. Abi?
yes, sir.
So Spirogyra, euglena, and chlamydomonas share many characteristics except what? So they can carry out nutrition, reproduction, irritability, but not all are mobile.
Mobility.
Not all can move from one place to another. Some are what? Some are sessile. The meaning of sessile is can't move from one place to another. Sessile, Sessile. You can see it in option. The meaning of sessile is can't move from one place to another. What is the function of trichocyst in paramecium? So is a cell that paramecium is for defense. Trichocyst. So it uses for defense. Okay.
B.
It moves through what? Cilia. Abi. It
Yes,
excretes
sir.
through what? Contractile vacuole. It reproduces through what? micronucleus and macronucleus. So like conjugation and longitudinal binary fission. So trichos is used in defense. When a virus is placed in a non-living medium, it becomes what? So it
Crystallize.
becomes crystallized. So I said that when it exists in extracellular phase, it does not. When it exists in non-living thing, it is form as it is in position of crystal. So a multi-nucleate body without internal cell boundary is the characteristic of fungi. So it's fungi. So a multi-nucleate body without internal cell boundary is the characteristic of fungi. So note that one. Viruses are considered to be living organisms because the who knows it? Because they possess transmittable character, move from one place to another, response to stimulation, ingest food, man. So if you have reasoning ability, you'll be able to answer this question. You might not get the answer straight, but if you reason, you can get it. So whenever you have, I used to tell my student that if you are seeing option, if you have 4 options, reduce it to 2 or 1. For example, now look at option A, possess transmittable character. What's the meaning of transmittable character? So like it can has DNA or RNA. So and I've told you earlier that in protein codes of virus, it has DNA or RNA. That's why you have DNA virus and RNA virus. DNA virus are type of virus that cannot cause death to organism. It will just cause a subtle effect, like measles. Can measles kill someone? No, measles cannot kill someone. It will just cause subtle effect. But when you are talking about RNA virus, they are the deadly virus. If you're talking about Ebola virus, coronavirus, can they kill or not? So they are deadly. So virus has DNA or RNA in their protein code, so they possess transmittable character. So they cannot move from one place to another. Response to stimulation, ingest food, no. So they possess transmittable character. That's the answer. So which of the following characteristics is common to amoeba and paramecium? Paramecium, amoeba, and contractile vacuole. So they use it for excretion, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Which of the following are non-green plants? Non-green plants.
Fungi.
So fungi. So you know Euglena has plant fisher, it has chloroplast, right?
Yes, sir.
Spirogyra too, it has chloroplast. And angiosperm, they are plants already.
Yes.
So one of the features which adapts paramecium to its environment is the possession of what?
Cilia.
Possession of
So
cilia.
it enables it to swim in the water. It enables it to swim from danger, away from danger. So let's go to the next. So number 21, right? The structure, this structure is not very clear. It's not very clear. The structure labeled, this is a paramecium. Oh.
Yes.
The structure X is used by the organism in the same way as man uses yeast. So the structure labeled S is gullet. So what does paramecium use gullets for?
For food passage.
Ingesting food, Abby. And where does man ingest food? So through the what? Mouth to the esophagus. So if you cannot find mouth, then the next thing is esophagus. So the part labeled Y is, I said that it has macronucleus and micronucleus for conjugation. So for conjugation, it also has true contractile vacuole. So it has two nuclei. So the part labeled Y is the macronucleus. So it's just that the picture is not very clear. It's the macronucleus.
Yes.
So in which of the following organism does a single cell perform all the functions: movement, nutrition, growth, excretion, and photosynthesis?
Glenn.
So
Again.
the spores of mucor are dispersed by
Wind.
what?
Wind.
So by wind. Members of phylum Protozoa use contractile vacuole for what?
For excretion.
For excretion, even without looking at the option. You know already. So number 26. Which of the following is true of the process of conjugation in paramecium? So even this one, MIO nucleus is not correct. It should be macro or micro. So this one is not correct already. So you have negated option A. Each conjugate divide only once. No. C, micronucleus undergo division. So each micronucleus divide twice. So that's the correct option. Each micronucleus divide twice. So in conjugation. So the process, the smallest living organism which share the characteristics of both living and non-living matter is what? Without looking at the
Virus.
option.
Virus.
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 So virus differ from all forms of life because they lack what? So require other living cells to multiply. That is, they cannot reproduce except they see a living cell. They cannot reproduce until they attach themselves to a living cell. Okay. So the prokaryotic cell. You know what is called prokaryotic cell? What's the meaning of prokaryotic cell? I've taught you now, Abby.
The cell that has membrane.
The cell that does not have true nucleus. The cell that does not have nucleus is the opposite of the eukaryotic cell, the cell that have true nucleus. A membrane-bound organelle. So the prokaryotic cell type is characterized by a complex cytoplasm, in which different regions are poorly defined, localization of different regions into cell, collection of organelles, and macromolecular complexes, simple cytoplasm with well-defined region. So it has eukaryotic cell. So it has a complex cytoplasm in which different regions are poorly defined. They are poorly defined. So it is eukaryotic cell that is well defined. So the answer is A. So now look at this diagram. I'm going to use it to answer the question below. So this diagram has to do with fungi. So the structure labeled form as result of the fusion of two pairs of nuclei, several pairs of nuclei, a pair of nuclei, two pairs of nuclei. So whenever you heard of a pair means two. Two pair means four.
Oh.
If I say that, does an insect have two pairs of antenna or a pair of antenna?
A pair of antenna.
That's good because they have two antenna. So that you not. So the answer of this is B. Several pairs of nuclei. They have several pairs of nuclei because they are multinucleate. they are multinucleated. So we've answered a question like that. So that fungi are multinucleated. So they have several. Whenever something is multi, like can be three or quadruple. So now, number 32, the special name of the part labeled 2 is what? The part labeled 2 is the suspensor that suspends this. What is a suspensor? So it's not hypha, it's the body of the fungi that is hypha. Then gametangium is the one that its function in the gametophyte stage. Now, the most recently evolved structure in animal is what? Is ear. Because in evolution believe that human being evolved from ape. That is like thousands million years ago. Fishes have evolved. Some organism like birds has evolved before human being. So the recent one that evolved is now the human being that they evolved last. So and the feature in the human being is what? Is ear. Do you get that? So look at this. The order in which organic evolution has progressed in plants is, if you remember, when I'm teaching you plant kingdom, what is the first plant phylum I wrote for you? Talophyta, abi? Followed by what? Bryophyta. Followed by what? Followed by what? Wait, followed by what? Tracheophyta, abi? So tracheophyta that is now divided into what?
Into peridophyta,
Peridophyta and what? And spermatophyta, right?
Yes, sir.
yes,
So I told you that moneras, kingdom monera, they are called schizophyta. So as you are seeing schizophyta here, it means monera. So I will see kingdom monera before we see kingdom plantae, abi. That shows that schizophyta must come first. Then it should follow by what? By it is after schizophyta, which is the monera. So if you now come to the kingdom plantae, where is the first phylum in kingdom plantae? Halophyta. So which one follows now? B, option B. Schizophyta, Talophyta, Bryophyta. Then which one comes first between Pteridophyta and spermatophyte? Pteridophyta. So the correct option is B. And I know that we know example of this phyla.
yes.
We've done it though. So which of the following group is the most advanced?
Gymnosperm.
Gymnosperm, because they are under what? Spermatophyta. So because they have what? Vascular system. So which other one do you not have? The animal that move by means of flagella include what organism? Euglena and what? Chlamydomonas. So they both have flagella. So number 37, the umbrella shaped fruiting body of a fully developed mushroom is the Pilus, Mycelium, Basidium type. So no, it's not the Mycelium. Mycelium is the mass of hyphae. So that umbrella of mushroom, have you seen mushroom before?
Yes.
So mushroom will be like it will be like there is a umbrella on it. Like it's like a shape of umbrella, mushroom. So that umbrella shape body is called Pilus. So it's called Pilus. So the mass of hyphae is called Mycelium. That's differences. The similarity among organisms belonging to the same group will be least within each what? The similarity among organisms belongs to the same
Species.
group will be least within each.
Species.
No, they are not talking about the list the list classification now, the list hierarchy of classification. So they are talking about the similarity among organisms belonging to the same group. For example, now we have kingdom, monera, protista,
Okay,
fungi,
kingdom.
animalia, like that. So it is kingdom. It is kingdom. Please give me a minute. I am having 7% now. I want to plug my system. So now, okay, let's continue. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where are we? Number 39, right?
Yes, sir.
So the cell component that is present in prokaryotic cell is the what?
Ribosome. Yeah.
Prokaryotic cell is what? The cell component that is present in prokaryotic cell is the what? Is the ribosome. Because chloroplast, plant cell and animal cell is the one that have chloroplast. And plant cell and animal cell is under what?
Eukaryotic. We
Eukaryotic.
That's very
eukaryotic.
that's good. That's good. Now let's scroll up. I think I'll have to close this. So a plant-like feature in euglena is the what?
A
Is the
plant like
pigment spot. The pigment spot. That's the. Is it gray? What kind of pigment? That's green pigment called chlorophyll.
Yes.
Pigment called chloroplast. So chlorophyll in chloroplast. So number 41. Do you get that? So the plant life fixture in euglena is what? Is the chloroplast, which contain the pigment what? Chlorophyll. The green pigment chlorophyll. Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Damn.
So the 41, the most common characteristics of fungi is the possession of a cell-like compartment with one nucleus each, cell walls that are both rigid and chitinous, multicellular mycelium in the substrate,
Mozzarella
cell-like.
mycelium.
Look at the option very well.
P B
Cell walls that
So
are
cell
both
walls that are
rigid
both
and
rigid and chitinous.
B.
So it is B. So they are not talking about what is a group of hyphae cord. So group of hyphae is called mycelium. But they are talking about the possession of the fungi hyphae. What does it possess? So it possesses chitinous cell wall and rigid cell wall. The hypha wall of fungi is rigid owing to the presence of what? You should all know
Chitin.
this one. Chitin.
Chitin.
Hmm. You know, chitin is also found in arthropod body. Part labeled 4. This part labeled 4 is contractile vacuole. So the part labeled 4 is responsible for osmoregulation, process
Osmoregulation.
of maintaining water and balance, maintaining salt and water balance in what? In organism. So maintaining salt and water balance in the body is called osmoregulation. So and is a form of excretion.
Where is
It's
the
done by
diagram? Where is
it
the
is done
diagram?
by the kidney in human. In human beings, it is done by the kidney. So but in unicellular organism like paramecium like this, it's done by the contractile vacuole. So the organ responsible for sexual reproduction in this paramecium is what? So micronucleus is the part labeled 2. The part labeled two and 3. So it's responsible for the micronucleus. So pick the part labeled 3 now for the micronucleus. Why the macronucleus is part labeled 2. So can you see that one is bigger, one is smaller? Which one is bigger? The one that is bigger is this. Is this Abby?
Yes.
Is the one at the bottom here. Can you see my arrow? So this one that is
Yes.
smaller, this one that is small, sexual reproduction. This one that is smaller, it's used for sexual reproduction, is one that is called micronucleus. Is one that will divide into 2 that we first see one of the question there. So this one that is bigger is called macro, big nucleus. So this small nucleus is the small nucleus that is functioning in what? Sexual reproduction. Okay. You get that?
Yes, sir.
The chromosome of member of the kingdom monera are within the what?
Come on.
Kingdom monera. You know that they are prokaryotes. So you know how to choose this answer.
Cytoplasm.
Yes, cytoplasm. Because let me tell you, nucleoplasm is found in the nucleus. Why nucleolus is also found in the nucleus? And an organism that does not have nucleus, how does he want to have what will be inside nucleus? That shows that whenever you are given a question and you can't quickly differentiate, like you can't quickly find out the answer, look at the first option. Does it align with the question? You remove it. Look at the second one. Look at the third one. You remove the third one. Okay, nucleus is not there. Nucleus is not there. So you are only left with one. If this one will not be there, C will not be there, D will not be there. That shows that it will be B, even if you don't know what cytoplasm is. So that's one of the code in answering question. Okay. I hope you get that. So let's continue. Number what?
46.
Number 46, right? So this diagram, we have seen it. So it's a fruiting body of fungi. So the process illustrated is what? This process illustrated was the option. The process is illustrated a gametogenesis, sporulation, sexual reproduction in rhizopus. So now look at rhizopus is an example of fungi that is here. It's pyogeria fungi, no. So anything that you see like this, you know that is fungi. So a sexual reproduction in rhizopus. So this is the suspensor, eh? And this is what is the gametangia that has to do with gametophyte. So you know I told you that pteridophyte and bryophyte undergo what? Alternation of generation. That is, they can carry out what? Sexual reproduction and what? Asexual reproduction. The asexual reproduction will be what? Sporophyte phase. And the sexual reproduction will be what?
Gamete.
It will be what? Gametophyte stage. And which phase is dominant in pteridophyte? Is it gametophyte or sporophyte?
Four.
Sporo.
Sporophyte.
Fight.
Of bryophyte, which one is dominant? Gametophyte or sporophyte?
Fight.
Fight.
Gametophyte.
Phytophyte.
That's good. So the structure labeled I. So number 47, the structure labeled I. Here, the structure labeled I. So is you know that it's not the sporangium. Sporangium consists of spore, and we are not talking about spore here. We are talking about sexual reproduction, gamete. So it's not hyphae. So it's not cordiospore. So the option that we can choose is what? Is zygospore.
So what's the meaning of cordial sport?
Cordiospore, I've told you, like some fungi will not have sporangium. They will have conidia. So they have
Okay.
conidia. So another form of sporangium in another fungi is what is cordiospore. So in terms of number of individuals, which of the following taxa? Plural of taxon is taxa. Taxa is like those file hierarchy of classification, kingdom, phylum, class, they are called taxa.
Okay,
So
that's it.
they now say that in terms of the number of individuals, which of the following taxa is most, are we going down? Is most inclusive. Can you see taxa like that? Order, family, class, species.
Thank you. Okay.
So they say that, let's look at it. In the number of, in terms of the number of individual, sure the following taxa is most
Inclusive.
inclusive. So is
See
the
it too.
what do you say?
Oh, I can't. Okay, I've seen it.
So what can you say about that? Because it is they are referring to this structure above here. So under fungi, under kingdom fungi, we have phylum, abi. So we also have
Yes.
class. So we have Basidiomyceta, Zygomyceta, like that. So here now we now have the phylum, but class is the next thing after phylum. So we choose class that we under fungi, we have them differentiated to what? Different phylum and classes. So that's why we are going to show the taxa class here. So do you get that? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So number 49, let's look at number 49. Are you getting bored?
No, sir.
Okay. Should we continue?
Yes, sir. We can continue.
A blue-green algae is not a protophyte because a blue-green algae is not a protophyte because
Biotic.
its cells are eukaryotic. So a protophyte is like a plant that can photosynthesize. And plant is what? Is a eukaryote. Abi? Plant has true nucleus. So which of the following groups of cells is devoid of true nuclei? You should know this very well.
Vi-
Monera.
Hmm? Is what?
virus.
Monera.
Monera. Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, Talophyta are called algae. So it's Monera. So number 51. The which of the following is the lowest category of classification? The lowest hierarchy of classification now is what?
Species.
Species.
Species. That's good. So the following are a distinct group of eukaryotes, mainly because they have number one, spores, no chlorophyll, many fruiting body, sexual and sexual reproduction. So fungi are distinct group of eukaryotes because they now have chlorophyll. They have spores, they have fruiting body, they can reproduce sexual and asexual. So you see that the only one that they now have is what? They now have
Chloro.
chlorophyll. Okay, look, wait. Let's do the question again. The fungi are a distinct group of eukaryotes, mainly because they have spores, no chlorophyll, many fruit body,
No
sexual and
chlorophyll.
asexual. The answer, I'm coming. Let me look at this very well. Because they have spores, so they cannot be eukaryote because they have spores, and they cannot be eukaryote because they have no. So it's they have many fruiting bodies because biophytes and pteridophytes too produce spores. So and eukaryotic animal cells have no chloroplast either. So fruiting bodies are made up of branching hyphae. So the answer is C. They have many fruiting bodies which are made up of hyphae. So take note of that. So number 53, the organ which is sensitive to light in euglena, even
Eye spots.
without a hair, eye spots. So eye is photosynthetic. Which of the following is the simplest living organism?
Virus.
Virus.
Is virus. Because it's the one that you cannot see except with the what? Aid of electron microscope. You can still see amoeba, chlamydomonas, and paramecium with what? With the aid of light microscope. So fungi are referred to as heterotroph because they heterotroph because
They
They
lack
lack
chlorophyll.
clothes.
They lack
they lack
chlorophyll.
chlorophyll.
That
Because if they have chlorophyll, they'll be able to what? Photosynthesize, and that's autotroph.
their food.
So this is a diagram of what?
Paramecium.
Paramecium.
Euglena.
Right, you get another.
No, Iglena.
Paramecium is a sleepers sheep.
Yes,
Sleepers
yes.
sheep. It also has contractile vacuole. You can see it has eye spots like that. So they say that the part label 2 is the what? Is the contractile vacuole. The part label 2 is the contractile vacuole. The part label 1 is the eye spot. So the part label 1, okay, the part label 1 is the gullet. So the part label 2 is the contractile vacuole. So why the part label 3 is the chloroplast in a star shape. So the part label 4 is the nucleus. So whenever you see this diagram, just hold it like that. The part label 1 is what? Is
Gullet.
the
Guys,
gullet. Gullet. Not eye spot now. Gullet. It's because the diagram is not very clear. Is the gullet. where it ingests food. Then the part labeled 2 is what? Contractile
Contract
Vacuum.
vacuole.
Contractor
The part labeled
vacuole.
3 is what? Chloroplast.
plus
The part labeled 4 is what?
nu-
Nucleus.
Okay.
So the part responsible for photosynthesis is what? Is what? Is the part
Three.
what?
three.
3 because it's the chloroplast, Abby.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So look at another diagram. The part labeled 2 is the what?
Contractor vacuum.
Vacuum.
Contractile vacuole. So have we answered question 57? Okay.
What is the laboratory?
The part labeled 3 is the chloroplast.
Chloroplast.
So 59 now. The part responsible for photosynthesis is what? Still number
B.
3. That's A. In muco or rhizopus, carbohydrate is absorbed in form of what? We have come across this question before.
Cause
Glucose. So if you come across it in your jam, so you will not look at it twice. You just pick the answer. But look at it twice too. Jam may interchange the question. The type of asexual reproduction that is common to both Paramecium and Proteus is what?
wait.
Ovulation.
I've taught you. Is what?
Anything on plate.
Population.
Ovulation. B
No,
protein.
now. They did not
Binary.
reproduce
Fission.
binary fission. So
Fission.
they did not put binary, they just put fission. I say that amoeba, when I'm mentioning the characteristic, they reproduce what? Binary fission. Paramecium also longitudinal binary fission. So it is common
Okay.
to both of them. Budding is common to Hydra, Cora, like those coelentrates. So sporulation is another name for spore formation, which is present in like fungi and pteridophytes. So the simplest form of reproduction is what? Is binary fission.
Fiction, yes,
It's
when I
because it involves only single parent that will divide into two.
two.
Budding will it will produce outgrowth, which is called bud outside its body. So conjugation is sexual. Spore formation is production of spores. What is the function of trichos in Paramecium? You should have known that.
Defense.
Defense. So an
Yes.
organism which exhibits extracellular digestion is what? Extracellular digestion.
Isopause.
Paramis.
Rhizopus. That's very good. So because it's the one that feed saprophytically on dead decaying organic matter. So outside. So the shape of a bacillus. The shape. Let me quickly write something. Okay, let me say it. Bacteria can be. We have type of bacteria according to their shape. Bacteria that is spherical in shape, they are known as cocci or
Kai.
coccus. Coccus. Coccus is singular, cocci is plural. So any bacteria that is a spherical shape is called what? Cocci. So example is what? Staphylococci. We have streptococci. So you'll have staphylococcus aureus, streptococcus, like that. So why are they why do they call them staphylococcus, streptococcus? When these cocci occurs in pairs, they are called streptococci. When they now occur in clusters, they are called staphylococcus. I hope that is clear. A spherical shaped bacteria is called what? Cocci. When it occurs in pairs, that is in two, it is called what? Streptococci. When they now occur what? In two or more spherical form, like clusters, they come together as clusters, they are called staphylococcus. Now that is the first shape. The second shape is that we have rod-like shaped bacteria. So the rod-like shaped bacteria are referred to as bacillus. Okay, bacillus. So and we have one that is what a viral shape, which is called what, vibro. So and we have what, a spiral shape, which is called what, spiral or spirochetes. So the shape of a bacillus is now what,
Rod.
rod
Rod like.
like shape. So that's why I say that when I'm explaining, when I'm talking, when we are taking that topic, I might forget to mention some things. So, but the question, when we are treating the question together, so we'll now mention it. So the type of reproduction that is common to both hydra and yeast, I've said this today. Now, like not quite long. Hydra,
Body.
yeast, budding.
In
So yeast is the only fungi that reproduce through budding. Yeast is an example of fungi, but it's reproduced through what? Through budding.
burden.
So and hydra reproduce through budding also. So blue-green algae belongs to what kingdom? This one is very, very simple now. It's
Monera.
kingdom monera.
Monera.
So, but that will always give you like what they used to call it, bonus question. You always see bonus question, like you not look at it twice, you just pick the answer. The soil type that has highest capillary. Okay, this one is not among the is humus. So humus is a a decayed like leaf or tree or wood on what, on the surface of the soil that has been coagulating as soil. That's what is called humus. Okay, they are not even talking about nutrients here. So the soil that has highest capillarity that the meaning of capillarity is that can withstand water, like that can hold water. Which one has the highest capillarity now? Ability to hold water between clay,
Clay.
loam, humus, clay. So clay can hold water. So the next one is loamy, and the next one is sandy soil.
Sandy soil, yes.
So, but if they are asking about nutrients, which one is rich in nutrients? Is
Humus.
humus. Sometimes they cannot put humus and loam together. Sometimes they will put only loam, sometimes they will put humus. But if they are together, you choose humus. So the part labeled 2. So this is the diagram of yeast cell. So yeast cell. So the part labeled 2 now is what? Look at this big parent. Look at this thing growing on its body. Is it a spore? Is it a outgrowth? Is it a mother cell or daughter cell?
Outgrowth.
So I just mentioned outgrowth. That outgrowth is referred to as bud. So and this is yeast. Yeast reproduced through what? Budding. So we've ended that. We've ended that part. So let's come to question on evolution among plants. So all the questions that we have been answering since, are you benefiting from them? How has it been going?
Fine.
Okay. So let's leave this first. Okay, don't ever the following event so that I can explain. The following events takes place during conjugation in Spirogera. So this is to tell you that Spirogera can also carry out sexual reproduction by conjugation. So we say that Paramecium can carry out conjugation, some fungi can carry out conjugation, and Spirogera too can carry out conjugation now. So the conjugating, okay, let me just explain. So sexual reproduction occurs by a process of conjugation. So like in primary son, so in which cells from two filaments lying side by side, so they will be joined by outgrowth called conjugating tube. So this outgrowth allows the content of one cell to completely pass into and fuse with other content. So this outgrowth we joined, one cell will pass and fuse into another what? Another content. They say that protoplasm in each of the conjugating cells separate from the cell wall to form gametes. Gamete of one filament passes through the conjugation tube to meet the gamete of the other filament. uh Zygote. Zygote is what is formed after fertilization. So fertilization is the fusion, coming together of male gamete and female gamete to produce to form what? To produce zygote. So soon becomes surrounded by a thick brown wall to become zygospore, which bursts after a short rest and germinates to produce a new filament. The nucleus of the gamete fused to form a zygote. The protuberance meet and where they touch the cell wall disappears so that the conjugation tube joining the two cells is formed. Protuberance appears on the walls of cells of two filaments, spirogenic lines side by side, opposite of another. So now that means that you can look at the explanation I gave you. Like it will line the spirogenic filament, two filaments will line side by side. That means that if we are to arrange this, we are picking this first. So it will be what? 5, 4. So followed by 1. So followed by 3 and 2. So the correct option is option D. 5, 1, 3 and 2. So you can screenshot on your phone the particular question so that you can go and look at it more. So one of the following statements is not true of Spirogera. It is a simple multicellular plant. During conjugation, its gametes, which are structurally and physiologically similar, fuse to form zygotes. It possesses spiral chloroplasts, which enable the plant to photosynthesize. Its cells are protected by a layer of mucilage. So all these things are correct. Because Pyrogera occur in filaments. So that's why it's a multicellular plant. It occurs in filament. So it is this B that is not being explained very well. So it's not true. So during conjugation, its gametes are structural formula. So they are not structurally and physiologically fused. So although the filaments are structurally similar, but the one whose gametes move is physiological male and the other one is functionally female. So the female one is not physiologically, it's functionally female. So that's why option B is not correct. So they are protected by external layer of mucilage. Add that to your knowledge. They are paranoid. They are paranoid along the they have paranoid along the chloroplast. So they have one of what do you say? Spirogera has chloroplast. Oh, they have chloroplast. So that's why they are green. If you look at your gutter, you see a greenish filament running the bottom of the gutter. You see that's been green. If you used to pour water somewhere, you see that you see green growth. So those are the Spirogera. So it's because of the chloroplast. That's why it is green. One common feature of the fungi, algae, mosses and fen is that. Okay, who can answer number one common feature of the fungi, algae, mosses, and fen is that. Look at it very well. Look at it very well.
Produced by means of conjugation.
The first, the photosynthesis, short alternation of generation, reproduced by means of conjugation, can survive dry condition, have no seeds. Oh yeah, what's the answer? I think this will be our last.
Produced by means of conjugation.
What mosses and fen are they reproducing by conjugation? No.
No.
So the answer is that they have no seeds. The fungi have seeds? No, it's just spore. Algae, do they have seeds?
No.
Talophyta, the red algae, this thing. Mosses, ferns, they don't have seeds. They are seedless plants, pteridophytes. Are pteridophyte seed plants? Are fungi seed plants? Are algae seed plants? So the seed plants are the what? They are the spermatophytes. Okay, so that's why I say that you can look at the option twice before you pick your answer. So, and this is the structure of the spirogyra. You can see the filament, it consists of filaments.
Yes.
So this is where we are going to stop today. So next class is going to be another topic. So inshallah, let me check the topic of our next class. So if you enjoyed the revision question, kindly thumb up. Okay, that's good. At least by now. So when you come across those questions, so or similar question, you deal with them.
Inshallah.
Let me look at our next topic. Our next topic is nutrition. After nutrition, transport system, respiration, excretion, like that. So we're talking about type of nutrition, autotrophic, heterotrophic, digestive system, like that, everything. So why are you using the emoji of like you are crying? Who is why is that?
It's not
Why are
crying, it's
you using?
laughing.
Okay, it's laughing. I'll be okay. Okay, someone can be laughing and water will be coming out. Okay.
Because
At
it is
least what we've those topics done previously, you know that at least you use some question to do the revision now. So I know you will not have time to go and sit down and be doing revision on your own, but if you still do that one, it will still add to it. So we'll be having it once in a time, maybe after 3 topics like that. We'll look at question on it. Anything that we forget to say during the topic, it will come out in the